after the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
What's good, Washington Commander fans? All right. And a couple of topics that I want to take in on this segment today. I had a live stream yesterday with a very special guest, talking sports with Manning. We covered a little bit of the topics that I'm gonna go into today, but nevertheless, we want to talk about Trent Scott. He was brought in, signed on to, I guess for depth purposes, training camp purposes, OTAs, and whatever the case. He was on a 1-year deal. He played with San Diego and Pittsburgh. I mean, it's not really nothing special about this guy too much. He played for Carolina also with Ron Rivera. He's the third offensive lineman that we signed already in the free agent cycle. But it's, like I said, it's just for camp purposes, preseason depth, and if he performs well, then he has a roster spot. But I don't think that he's going to be on a roster. I just really don't see it unless something happens, where somebody get injured and then we put everything in. I just think that right now with the salary cap, we need to look to start cutting guys, reworking contracts, and everything. I think 3 people that we need to cut also is I think Kendall Fuller. We need to cut him or rework his contract. I think we need to cut Logan Thomas as well. He's a cap casualty. I think Sam Kazi, he can't stay injured. This is the second time in the season that he's been hurt. Now Scott, he is 29, but at the same time, he's going to be pushing that 30 mark, and you're going to wonder how much he could perform, especially with the scheme that, Eric Bieniemy is looking for, where he's going to get those significant movements and everything like that. So we'll see, in fairness, he started 1-9-4-5 in one game, so he really has a lot of starting position. He played on 31 snaps, and everything like that. So, but who knows? Who knows where this may go? Who knows where it may go and everything like that? But nevertheless, like I said, he's just for backup purposes. He ain't really somebody that's going to move the needle on the offensive line for us. You know what I'm saying? Even though Charles Leno played so badly last year in pass protection, he did really well in run protection. So we definitely need a person to do that. Also on the slate today is that there's been rumors about Dyami Brown might be on the trading block, or Washington might be trying to trade him, or whatever the case might be. My thing is this here. I mean, that's Sam Howell's boy. They play together in North Carolina. I understand why they probably would shop him. They want to probably see if they could get like a 3rd round draft pick for him, stockpile more draft picks. They might be thinking about, hey, they might not want to trade the 16th pick to get more picks. They might lose out on somebody. So having an extra pick by trading one of the guys, it's not like Dyami Brown was moving the needle, because you got to figure, since when they drafted Jahan Dotson, that kind of made him expendable a little bit. Jahan Dotson has the same qualities as Samuels and Terry. Dyami is not as fast as Terry. Now, he's a deep threat. Now, he had them couple that good one game with Carson Wentz, but still, you was looking for him to do that. since he came in the league, you know what I'm saying? But he hasn't shown it. Maybe a new scenery will help him grow. I think he could flourish, you know, but who knows? But I mean, we don't know what he could do in Eric B. Enemy's offense either, because Eric B. Enemy offense is more spread, it's more movement. You gotta get the ball out in open space. It's more across the middle type of thing. It's quick hitches, quick passes. You know, a lot of movement. And I don't think Dyami Brown is that guy that could really move like that. You know, or trying to get in the scenes. You got quick twitch guys, something like Terry Samuels and what's the guy name? Jahan Dotson. So that's my take on that. I just feel like Dyami Brown will be better off. Now I'm all for him staying and they give him a shot to see what he could do, but I get it. I understand where their mindset is at. I understand where they trying to go right now. And with Eric B. Enemy, you gonna want a lot of movement. I mean, look what they did with Tariq Hill, Marco Hallman, and others and stuff like that. And then, you know, one of the guys that we signed over there for private kick return purposes, kickoff return purposes, and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see now. Like, with Washington, I don't expect them to trade down, but if they do stay at the 16th pick, I already know they definitely need a dynamic tight end with that pick, because that's the movement of the West Coast offense is the tight end. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dyami Brown is a better blocker than Jahan Dotson. That's one thing. He's a great blocking wide receiver. Terry, them, they are great blocking wide receivers. But he's just like Cam Sims. He doesn't do anything special. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of hopes for Cam Sims. I love myself some Cam Sims. I like Dyami Brown too, but they just never had a chance to really do anything. And now I think it's time to move on from some of these guys. We get so fascinated about keeping these guys, and they just need this, we need this kind of guy here. I mean, every guy doesn't fit the system. Every free agent doesn't fit the system. If your system asks for specific kind of players, them are the players that you need to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dyami Brown will fit more in, say, a New England Patriots kind of offense. You know what I'm saying? I think trading him to New England would be good. You know what I'm saying? Because he definitely could do the things that he needs to do right there. You know what I'm saying? Also, I think him going to the Broncos with Russell Wilson, that could help him a little bit. He could be a deep threat for Russell Wilson. I think him with Deshaun Watson could help him. I think going with Lamar Jackson, if Lamar Jackson decides to stay in Baltimore, I think going to Chicago with Justin Fields would help him a little bit more too. I think there's a lot of areas, So, I mean, Joe Burrow could use him. I mean, who knows where he might end up to? But there's a market for him. Not like a screaming market, but there's a market for him out there and everything like that. I just think that right now he just not what Airbnb hoped for. Now, if he ends up stays on the roster, then hey, that's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to be depressed about it that he left. There's a lot of guys that I wish we could have kept, but I got over it, for sense of purposes, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's what it is. It's a business. So, if we trade him for a pick, then hey, then we move our chances of acquiring more picks. Maybe we probably got somebody else that we might want to trade for a pick. You know what I'm saying? Somebody young, who knows? I don't know. But we'll see. But the next topic I want to get into is the NFL owners pause potential removal of Daniel Snyder as sale or mid-sale. We already know that Wednesday is the last day, the 29th. The meeting begins Sunday, tomorrow. So there is no significant movement of Daniel Snyder. Now we heard all of these potential owners, potential people that wants to bid for the ownership. First it was Jeff Bezos, then it was Fatata, now Harris, now it's Stephen A. So everybody's trying to get their hands in here. But what is mind-boggling is that these owners do not want to set a precedent where it's going to be easy for them to get voted out. And this is one of the things that I kept saying all along, that it's not going to be easy just voting Daniel Snyder out. People keep arguing with me and say, well, hey, oh, well, the owners are, if he don't want to go, the owners will vote him out. The only way they're gonna vote him out is Daniel Snyder puts his, like, if he continues to ask for that anonymity thing, or, and I think the owner's kind of scared to do anything or vote him out, because if he asks for anonymity and he doesn't get anonymity, then he could turn around and sue them or put out evidence against them. So this situation is not as cut dry as we think. Now, a lot of people, I still think is a greater chance that the team will get sold, but at what circumstance, or what is the timeline for it? The spring meeting is in May. The next other meeting is in April. So if they're not going to talk about this or press, then what is the deal? You know what I'm saying? Why is it so? Now the NFL just said that, well, hey, we got Mary Jo White's report that we holding on, using it as a secret weapon. Well, I mean, it really, all the stuff that Congress had already pulled for Daniel Snyder, that in the first report, the first time around, y'all decided that, hey, we're not going to do anything about it. So now y'all waiting for a Mary Jo report. If Daniel Snyder doesn't do anything about it, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to think in your mind is that, like, why is taking as long as it takes? Daniel Snyder could turn around and say, well, hey, I don't want to sell the team. Then what y'all going to do? You know what I'm saying? Then y'all going to come with 24 votes. Some say well, we got the votes. I don't think they had the votes as they think they do. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, they could have been voted this guy out. Apparently, there's some things that's going on that probably think that, well, hey, you know, like I said, if they vote him out, then they will open Pandora's box for them to be scrutinized for anything that may happen to their organization, and where they could, and people and fans will be screaming for him to get voted out, for them other owners to get voted out. So therefore, that's why this situation is very, very delicate to the other owners, and they don't want to rush the judgment. They really want Daniel Snyder just to say, hey, I'm going to sell the team. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, now they might not want him to sell it to who he wants to sell it to, but by him selling the team, because if they reject him, then the process could take even longer. You know what I'm saying? And everything. I understand they want, you know, some of the owners want Bezos and some of them want Harris. But at the same time, your main goal is to get Daniel Snyder out. Then why not just allow whoever he wants, say, hey, pay this man $7 million, let him go on his ways. Let's go ahead and with the new ownership, or whatever the case may be. You could always still work with Jeff Bezos. You know what I'm saying? You're already working with him with Amazon Prime, which they already came up with, trying to have flex games on Amazon Prime. But nevertheless, you know, it's kind of like a redundant type of thing that we keep hearing week in, week out, reading on Twitter, reading on these other reports that this is going down, this is going down, this is going down, and ain't nothing going down yet. Oh, we close, we on the goal line, we on 4th and 1, and all of this stuff. Well, guess what? They're not going to even do anything tomorrow when the league meeting starts. They're going to be worrying about all of these other stupid pending rules that's being proposed, and they're not worrying about the real matter at hand. And then guess what? It's going to be frustrating. You can't even pay your free agents they signing bonus right now because of the situation with Dan Snyder at this moment. Now, back in October, Indianapolis coach owner Jim Irsay said they was married to potential remover Snyder. Then Irsay made his comments at the owner meeting that drew national headlines. In sequential interviews, Irsay did not back off his comments. However, Irsay and other owners had remained quiet about Snyder since that time. Quite naturally, the Washington set has heated up in recent weeks, with Josh Harris, emerging as a favorite, at adding Mitchell Rouse and Magic Johnson to the bid to strengthen his position. Then you have Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, remains in the shadows, but he has not made a bid for the team as well. You know what I'm saying? So everybody keeps saying, well, he's waiting to see what the bid is, then he can make a higher bid or whatever the case may be. Is what it is to me. I get, I just really kind of annoyed about it a little bit because at this end of the day, it shouldn't take this long. Now, according to sources close to Snyder, talks of Snyder issues with Bezos are overblown. I don't believe that. Because honestly, if it wasn't overblown, then why Daniel Snyder why he has issue with Jeff Bezos? It doesn't make sense. They're trying to spin it in the media where they make it look like, well, Daniel Snyder doesn't have any issues with Jeff Bezos. But okay, if that's the thing, why not Jeff Bezos? Why Jeff Bezos hasn't even made it a bid? Why Daniel Snyder hasn't been openly saying, well, hey, taking his bid? Come on, man. They don't. Daniel Snyder do not want Bezos to own this team. He wants this team to stay close to wherever friend or foe a friend he has. And they saying that he welcomes a bid from Bezos. That's dumb. I don't even believe that for 1 minute. The NFL's new target for the Commander sale appears to be the next league meeting in May. All right. So, all right. How would that work out? If they decide in May, then you got to turn around and approve a sale quickly for the new ownership to take place. By that time, you're already going to be past the draft. That's next month. Then you're going to have training camp, OTAs. They got to sign any potential tenders that's out there by May 2nd. Or well, not May 2nd, but May 1st, and then pick up your fifth-year options on players around May 2nd. So therefore, you have all of this going down. Then you got training camp kicking off around June. Well, OTAs, I think, around June. Training camp around July. Then preseason in August. Then the season starts. So how quickly, if you don't put a precedent now and say, hey, okay, we could usher the new owner in May, then you're going to wait all the way to May just to see where Daniel Snyder is. This could be, and then guess what's going to happen? He said no, then y'all gonna vote him out. Then you don't have an owner in place at that time, and this could go on to the season. It just is really dumb business to me, if you ask me, how they are doing, because there's no way in the world I'm gonna sit there and allow what's the guy name, Daniel Snyder, just to dictate. And that's what it is. They allow him to dictate. You know what I'm saying? There's no major news, nothing at all, that's stating that Daniel Snyder is going to sell this team. Now there is all of these rumors and all of these stuff right here. Now Mark Massey and Nikki Jovava and Liz Clark, the Washington Post, said the owners are waiting to see what occur over the coming weeks and possible months with Snyder attempts to sell the team. This is crazy. So y'all willing to wait to see what he's going to do to sell the franchise. His efforts to ensure an indemnification against legal liability and the outcome of the league's second investigation into him and the team, said those people who spoke to the condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the topic. Well, guess what? Then y'all put yourself more in the hole. You know what I'm saying? Source said that at the Washington Post that the owners are not going forward to vote him out right now. This has to play out over some time. The source said, we have seen what happens. So therefore, Snyder been investigated by Beth Wilkinson in 2020 by independent counsel, her as an independent counsel. Some say that Snyder them is in here, they in England, they only came back for business. They saying that he met with this, he met with that. Then you have Steve Alpanopoulos that toured the facility in the last couple of days. So I mean, man, at this point in time, it just I said it when it first started. I said it. I said that Daniel Snyder is going to drag his feet. He's going to drag his feet. He's going to drag his feet. He ain't in no hurry to sell this team. He is not in no hurry to sell this team at all. You know what I'm saying? And the owners are sitting here and say, well, it's a process. Oh, we're just going to let it go. We're going to see what he's going to do. You already knew what this man is going to do. You know what I'm saying? So why sit here and pretend like this man is going to do anything different to speed up the process for y'all? Because y'all want a particular guy in there, and he's not going to give it to you. So now he's going to force your hand, because then y'all going to have to wait to May. And then if he doesn't do anything in May, then y'all going to end up having to come together to force him out on voting. And then if y'all don't have anything concrete to vote him out, then guess what's going to happen? We're going to still be back to square one. This man could literally be the owner going into the 2023 season. You know what I'm saying? Because they dragging their feet on the situation. That's all it is. They're dragging the situation. They allow Snyder to dictate everything. And that's what it is. I understand that y'all don't want certain merit to affect the other owners. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make sense at all. So that's just my take on it. Like I said, it's my take on it. I just don't see anything different going forward with I don't see anything different going forward. So who knows? But anyway, that's why I watched the wrap up for this weekend edition. If something happened, I'll drop another video. Actually, I do want to do my top tight ends on my tight ends list. So I'll probably work on that for tomorrow and see what happens and everything like that. So I'll get back with y'all. I still got some free agent stuff and, you know, what this team needs and everything like that. So I think I'm going to start with the tight ends and then look at O-line. And then that'll probably be my two. I'm not going to even look at linebackers, because at the end of the day, Ron Rivera ain't trying to move on linebackers. So I think the two most parts, I think the three parts I'll look at. I'll do a 3-part video probably tomorrow, where I'll do one to be tight ends, the next one be O-line, and the last one be cornerback. So I'll try to get those videos in tomorrow at some point in time. So until then, enjoy your weekend, and I will catch you on the next break. I'm out.